So I have an update on the Zoe body count situation. Many of you have probably seen my previous video on the situation. It is the story of Alec, Holowka, and the woman Zoe Quinn, who essentially cost him his job and ultimately his life. Now here on Twitter, Medium, we're going to be taking a look at what's been happening. Jackson Finlay says, SJWs are now mass flagging all videos on the hashtag ZoBodyCount situation, just like with the original Gamergate, censorship, and falsely calling detractors misogynists will be their play. So, for those of you not familiar with the situation, here is how it goes. Zoe Quinn, a career liar, someone who has been unethical and a liar for the vast majority of her so-called career in video games. In the past, she slept with games journalists to get good reviews on her shitty game. This was discovered and revealed, and gamers were not having it. All of these articles were gotten unethically. This woman was a liar. And then she used it to play victim. People are attacking me. I'm a victim. I didn't sleep with any journalists for good reviews. And those journalists weren't colluding with me and each other. No way. And the media, being the fake news that it is, ran with a false story. So, the reality is, Zoe Quinn has a history of lying. So she lied about Alec Holowka, a former coworker who suffered from mental illness and was a games dev. His entire life, he worked to be a better person and to function in society. She knew he was vulnerable, so she lied and she said, he attacked me, he abused me, with zero proof, zero evidence. She did this on Twitter. She didn't go to police. She didn't go to anyone who could actually help. She made up a claim online, so people started harassing Alec Holowka. He got fired from his job, and then ultimately losing all hope, he took his own life. Zoe Quinn has blood on her hands. She is ultimately responsible for what happened to this man. And I do not believe her claims. I believe Alec is innocent. Alec was married. He was a married man. He had a good career. And Zoe Quinn is not attractive. So why would he do anything to her? People are ignoring the facts. And here we see Ethan Ralph. He posted a screenshot of a bunch of images of videos being that they're trying to take down. Different tweets. You see the SJWs, they don't know how to stop people. They only know how to stop people by censoring people. They're all trying to flag accounts of anybody who talks about this. Ethan Ralph, The Quartering, and many other people. So they're trying to hide the fact that Zoe Quinn got someone killed. So here on the Medium, Alec Holowka died. Gamergate readying to exploit the tragedy. The playbook of the 2014 era Gamergate is being pulled out again. Now, I can't tell you how stupid and moronic this headline is. Khalid, you are stupid. Most of these people, in fact, I think all of these people, were not even involved in Gamergate. Maybe The Quartering, I don't know. The Clean Prince of Gaming is a new guy. Geeks and Gamers is a relatively new guy as far as I know. Neither of them were involved in Gamergate. Maybe they were, I don't know. But I don't remember them being there. Now, the story of Gamergate's a simple one. Zoe Quinn slept with games journalists to get good reviews on her game. This was revealed, and instead of owning up to it, those games journalists on their websites published, gamers are wrong, gamers are dead, gamers are toxic, these Gamergaters are all bad. It became a big deal because it revealed corruption in games journalism and exposed the media as fake news. It's almost been a decade, and they're still talking about Gamergate. This story has nothing to do with Gamergate. It has to do with Zoe Quinn, who got someone killed over false allegations, with zero evidence and zero proof. So I'm just going to read a little bit from this article, and then we'll look at what people are saying, because that's the real discussion here. Tragedy grifting has become Gamersgate main currency of choice. No, it hasn't. After dozens of women and non-binary people, literally who, came out in stern opposition against sexual abuse, inadequate pay, and workplace discrimination, a predominant staple in the gaming industry, now a new event is likely to shift the tides in their favor back again. After it was always in their favor to anyone who wasn't an NPC. Everyone could see the truth. I was there. I saw the story develop. That's how I knew it was true. And it was one of the big entry-level red pills that got to me as far as media and politics is concerned. When you see the media lying, when you see journalists lying, you realize that they're all full of shit. Now a new event is likely to shift the tides After game composer Alec Holowka, one of the many who the accusation centered around, was pronounced dead this Saturday morning. It didn't take long for Gamergate to take this into the streets, protesting it as a failure of cancel culture. Jeremy, the courting Hambley, already milked this tragedy for views by painting a target on Zoe Quinn and others victims' backs less than an hour after the news broke. In their view, because the accusations were unsubstantiated, this gave no right to Quinn to accuse Holowka of sexual abuse, holding them captive in his apartment and blacklisting them from further gigs in the industry. Well, you know, they have a point. Without evidence, without proof, without going to the police. Not to mention, Zoe Quinn is a notorious liar. A liar. And everybody knows it. That's why she's being called out. But therein lies the problem already. Holowka's sister, when announcing the death of her brother, confirmed the allegations were true. No, she didn't. She might have said that she believed the allegations, but she was a feminist, and she seemed to care more about a stranger than her own brother. I'm honestly disgusted by Holowka's sister. Not even defending her brother. I believe in her brother, and I'm a total stranger. And Zoe Quinn is a liar. She lied about Gamergate. She lied about sleeping with people. She lied about this. Hands down. The girl who cried wolf is still crying wolf. Zoe Quinn pushed a man to suicide. This cannot be ignored. And the fact that anyone would write this terrible article is disgusting. You're the reason we have to speak out. You're the reason that there's outrage. Because you support liars with zero evidence. You get people fired from their jobs. You get people killed. You Me Too'd someone to death. Now, there's the first comment here, and it actually proves my point. Not that the people writing it actually realize it. John Farlow II says, "It's pretty good, but I feel there's some context missing. So I described being sexually assaulted or struggle-snuggled by 5 other men in separate incidents. First, there was someone in Boston she described stabbing to death. There's 2 jobs she was driven out due to sexual assault prior to becoming a game developer. In one instance, she described getting fired after fracturing a customer's eye socket after he sexually assaulted her." And then everybody clapped. The point being, she's more qualified to know the right and wrong way to handle abuse claims. No, she doesn't. 5 times? Or maybe she lied about all of them and is still lying. That is statistically unlikely. She lied about Gamergate. She's a con woman. She's been lying her entire life, playing the victim. Probably because she's not making as much money as she used to. So she thought, hey, I'll accuse this innocent man of sexual abuse, I'll get him fired, I'll get a bunch of pity, and then more people will give me money. More people will hire me. Maybe she's a liar. Did you ever think about that? A lot of this sounds like absolute nonsense, fantastical. She made it up. She claims in Boston she stabbed someone to death? Is there even a little bit of evidence for that? Where on her record does it say that someone assaulted her and then she killed him? And she didn't get charged for this? There was nothing? No police reports? Not a zip? She's a liar. She's a pathological liar. Jesse says, "I'm noticing one thing here. A lot of these accounts commenting have little or no activity outside of commenting here. A lot of their claps come from each other. So honestly, in the light of this, how many are bot accounts?" Russian bots at it again. "How many are accounts made to influence the appearance of the general responses? Regardless what was said here, whether I agree or not, the actions taken by the commenters or commenter just saying does not reflect positively on GG and what they seem to support in the first place." Now shut up. I wanted to comment on this, but I don't have a Medium account or whatever you need to comment. Does that mean that my comment isn't valuable because I'm not part of your hug box? You people are blind. Brainwashed. Herper Derper says, "As you can see in the responses, it's already too late. Alec will be another tool in the war of misogyny against women invading their space. No, it will be another tool in the war against false accusations that ruin innocent men's lives. You never, ever learn. You are sick. You are disgusting. And you are liars. Of course we don't believe Quinn. Of course we don't believe you." Thomas K. points out the truth. No, she didn't. She said something to the effect of that she believed the allegations were true. And that's what makes his sister garbage. She had feminist on her bio, but I thought maybe she's not a bad person. Maybe she's not part of the problem. Turns out she is. You know, who would have known? Too Many Toadstool says, "Gamergate doesn't exist anymore. Stop using it as leverage against people who have questions. People are upset, they have every right to be." And I think that's the perfect way to see it off. You had no proof. You had absolutely no proof. And you accused and destroyed a man's life. You drove him to death. You are monsters. Monsters. Even Kiwi Farms, home to some of the biggest assholes on the internet, has turned against Zoe Quinn. Lunar Archivist says, "You know you done fucked up when Kiwi Farms stop laughing at your antics, gets genuinely pissed off, and relabels you from Dramacow to Horrorcow. Hashtag Zoe body count." Here on Kiwi Farms, Zoe Quinn, Chelsea Van Valkenburg, Locke Valentine, Unburnt Witch, Prime Ape, Crash Override, Slept with 5 Guys, Con Artist, Ruined Her Own Life and Blamed Neckbeards, Antifa Field Medic. This is the new one, Horrorcow. Con artist, abuser, sexual harasser, drove Alec Holowka to suicide. So even Kiwi Farms recognizes Zoe Quinn for the liar she is. Someone who has sexually harassed people, someone who drove someone to suicide. Oh yes, she has sexually harassed people. But what about evidence? Oh, now you care about facts and evidence. Well, here's a little thing for you. It's called projection, and it's quite clear that Quinn is probably guilty of what she accused everyone of, especially considering she had 0 evidence. So here are some screen caps. Zoe just deleted her Twitter, so only a blood sacrifice can banish her. Interesting. Whew, that's spicy. Munching on Fish says, Zoe has killed more people than Gamergate. Very true. Fat Fuck Frank says, and people say farms are full of monsters. I mean, I'm a monster, but I still have standards. So she really caused a lot of damage, and she probably thought, oh, I'll just accuse someone again, I'll just make money. There'll be no repercussions whatsoever. Well, guess what? There were repercussions. And now the internet will not forget. They won't forget the blood that is on your hands for falsely accusing someone with 0 evidence and 0 proof. If she had evidence and proof, she would have posted it. She didn't, because she couldn't. Dharmawan says, oh geez, it's a bad omen when even Kiwi Farms goes, oh fuck, that's bad. But you know what, my friends, that's pretty much the story. I think this sums it up. SJWs are mass flagging videos and trying to hide the truth that false allegations are the real problem. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about Zoe Quinn? What do you think about the Zoe body count situation? What do you think about Alec Holowka? Let me know what your opinion is on this entire mess. Now, as a reminder, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. My channel is not monetized. It's the best way to support the channel. Links are all in the description. You can check out my affiliate link. Be sure to follow me on BitChute and Twitter and other social media. And sharing the video always helps. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.